Hi everyone, welcome back to part 4. In this part I will show you how to wrap your tree to keep it beautiful and to keep your branches from moving like this. This will secure your branches and it will give you confidence in knowing that it will be as pretty as it is today, tomorrow, and next week. You won't have gaps in your tree. So there is a playlist that I go into great detail with contrast wire and I show you and explain everything. I'm not going to get that involved, but I will explain it briefly as I go. So I'm going to pass my wire through my hoop, this big space, and I'm going to bring this short wire around my hoop, and I'll bring it up again and cross it in between the first and second branch. Bring it back, pass it back up, cross it over. We're just securing it to this branch. You can cut it there. I'm going to just pass it up again because it's long enough and I want it to be secure. Now I'll pass it up. You can do it once, twice, however many times you feel like doing it before you cut it. I like to make sure it's secure. Sometimes I do it twice, sometimes I do it 3 times. Depends. As long as I get the job done. Bend that wire. Now I'm going to go back and bring it up through that big space that I went through in the first wire. And now I can see this is secure. I'm going to cross over my first branch right at the top, like this, beneath the hoop. Now wrap it around the hoop. On other trees that have bigger spaces, you have to wrap your wire around your hoop again. In this case, most likely not, because the space is small enough. I can go from one branch to the next. If I feel like it's not small enough, just for the sake of showing you, I will wrap it around my hoop. So I pass it down between the 2 branches like that, bring it up, and then go to my next branch. There's no harm in that. You see that little wire right there? That's the one I wrapped around my hoop. All it does is help to secure it. And in my opinion, it looks better than just wrapping in between branches, because it serves no purpose. For me, I used to do it that way. And then go to the next branch. As we go, we'll move them and hold them to secure them. Bring your wire up, go to your next branch, and pass it down like that. Notice I'm holding my work. Hold your work and give it a tug. Now these 3 won't move. These ones will move. They're not secured yet. So bring my wire up. I'm going to pass it. See, now notice my thumb. I'm still holding on to the branches that I've already wrapped. Bring this wire up and pass it over this one so that it no longer moves like this. Pass it down and give it a tug. Now it doesn't move. Wrap it around. See, it's not going anywhere. We've wrapped and laced the branch. We've secured them. Now we're going to go to the next one. But we're still going to hold on to those ones. Go right over the next branch. Pull it up and move your finger over to that one. Now we're going to move these around. You want them to look the way you want them to be, because after this you have a very, very little amount of flexibility, and that's just to add jump rings and embellishments. So you can make sure you like what you're doing. Now move it up. Now we're going to hold on to the next one so it doesn't do this. Pull on that wire so that one doesn't move, and hold on to it. This thumb is always holding on to my work. If I pull it and I'm not holding on to it, I'm going to break it. And we don't want to do that, especially while we try to secure it. So now this finger here is supporting my work. I don't have enough thumbs and fingers, but I slide them up as I go, and it works. It's a good thing to lace your branches. Now slide the next one. That one is being held by this finger right here. Going down like that. Bring your wire up. Now they don't move. Do you see this? That is self-explanatory, guys. They don't move. But I'm holding on to this. These move. These will break. Not if you lace. Now slide that one down. Hold it with your index finger. Your hand might cramp up a little bit holding on to that. Good. You're doing a good job. It means you're supporting your work. How pretty. Nice and taut. It's not gonna slide all over your hoop. Hold on to it. Look. You see? Look at that. I'm holding on to my work. You need to do it, guys. Well, I know my tutorials are a little bit different. I'm on your side. I want you to succeed, and I'm showing you how and why. Slide up your next branch. Pass your wire down. Slide up your next branch. You see all of these? I'm holding them in my hand. Even though they're secured, just hold on to them. Now, bring it up. Look, see my fingers? They're always holding. Always. Next branch. See this finger right here? I have to hold on to that. Pull it up. Slide up the next one, just like that. Pass this down. And pull it up. Slide it over with your finger. Pass it down. Bring it up. Slide it over. Cross your wire. Pass it down. Straighten it out first. There we go. Pass it down. Bring this up. Slide your work. Sorry if I'm out of focus. I'm trying to hold this against myself so that I can show you. Don't have enough hands. Try and even hold it here. Bring it up. Slide your branch. Look at this. You see what this is in my hand? This is pressing hard into my hand. Just to make sure that everything stays where I want it to stay. Slide up your branch a little bit. Push your wire down. Bring it up. Slide your branch. I do have to say that when there is a bigger space and I go around that hoop twice, it makes it easier for me because I'm not holding so tightly. That does offer me a little bit more security. So I still hold it, but I do prefer to wrap it around the hoop as well. But in a case like this one, they're so close together, you don't have to. I mean, I do like to. It's not that important. I can just hold on to it. And we have one more after this one. And we can shape up our tree and our roots just a smidge. But the embellishments are next. And that is going to be fun. It's going to pull it all together. So what do you do after you wrap it around that branch? Well, take your wire, backtrack one, like that. Bring it up, give it a good tug. Now go under your hoop and across the top. You can do it once or twice, whatever. I'm done. I'm going to cut my wire right here. Now I'm going to get my tweezers. I'm going to push that wire down. I'm going to try and catch it from behind so you can, oops, get hit in the face, sorry. And then just push that wire down. These branches are going nowhere. I can force them to move a tiny bit for a jump ring. Not so much. Everything is nice and smooth. This is very tight. It looks very pretty, and I'm happy with that. Now, I'm gonna make myself even more happy. Ooh, went fishing, caught a chain. This is where you can come back and tighten it up. This is also where you can come back and break your hoop, or not your hoop, snap your section of wire. Been there, done that, do it all the time. Not anymore. Gently. If you need to make some adjustments, put your work in your hand flat, support it where you want to bend, and this is where you'll make any little bends that you want to make. I'm pretty done with the bending. I'm happy with the way that this looks. I could go back into the roots. I actually like that too. I'm just going to leave my work. I think that I've done a good job. I'm pleased with that. So I'm going to move on to my embellishments. And I did go fishing and catch a chain. So I actually have two that are already connected. Where's the other one? I have a little pile of stuff that you can't see up here for embellishing and jump rings and whatnot. And extra chain, that's not the other one. Maybe this one is. So I did not cut these. These were already done. I do get ahead of myself so that when I'm doing a project, I have them ready. So these both have equal amounts of links, and one was probably for a small project, one was probably for a big, and this might have even been for the one that I didn't complete in bracelets. And maybe I had it ready and just never did them, but I did it yesterday and made one project. So if you didn't see that, check out the short if you don't want to watch the tutorial, but it's quite nice. Stuff that I did here that I'm quite pleased with. But they're tutorials in the bracelet playlist. So we'll see after we embellish which one I decide to use. It all depends. I could go further away and use the long chain, or bring it closer up and use the short. At this time, I really don't know yet. But I do know that I want to put something right here. And I don't want to just hang a pendant or a crystal. I want to do something a little bit different. So I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to try and find the middle, which is about here. I think so. I'm going to put a jump ring there. This is sometimes where I struggle with jump rings, but it's okay. Not today. Today we're not going to struggle, right? Nope, not today. Alright, so I'm going to add a pendant. It's a tree of life. It came in a bunch of pendants, medallion things that I got on Amazon a million years ago. So I'm going to just take that. I should be using both pair of pliers to close this because it is the right way. I will show you the right way, and then I'll do the next one the way I do it. You hear that little click? That means that it worked perfectly. It's perfectly lined up. In a perfect world, that happens all the time. Not in my world. I have a hard time with jump rings and making loops. So I do it with my fingers. Alright, so I'm going to put one more jump ring right there. And I'm going to leave that because I'm going to use another embellishment. I'm going to use a pendant. Now if I put this pendant on like that, it's going to hang sideways like that. I want it to hang like this. So, actually, let me take this off and put it on my pendant. I'll grab another jump ring in a minute. And this is the wrong way to close it, like that. But it's easier for me, so I do it that way. Now I'll grab another jump ring. I'll put it through this one. This one here is an amethyst pendant. These are our playlist as well. They come in onyx, tiger eye, amethyst, clear crystal quartz, rose quartz. They're very pretty and reasonably priced, and I like them a lot. And they're all different, so I just use these, or a crystal, it depends. Now I'm just going to attach this right beneath my tree of life. I don't think I've used one of these in a long time, especially not on a tree. I think I may have done them for like rear window ornaments. There we go. It hangs a little bit longer, but this tree is just a little bit different. So I want to make it different. Now, the only thing left, now that we've made it beautiful, is the chain. So let's decide, because I don't want to put it on, take it off like I usually have to do. This tree is not in the middle of the hoop. The branches are not all the same. The spaces are not all spaced the same. So let's get an idea. So I did put a jump ring in between the two chains because that will be where a suction cup will go, or a ribbon, or a hook, however this beautiful tree is displayed. So this is the shorter of the two. So that would go something like that. And this one is longer. I might like the longer one better, I do. Alright, so now we have to figure out where to put it. And how many jump rings are we going to use? This isn't my favorite part, but it's definitely crazy worth it. Sometimes when I don't finish and add the chain and the embellishments, it's not because I'm not happy with my work, it's because I've just not lost interest, but get my point across. You can only watch the same thing 100 times before. Well, most of you have been here for a long time. So, for everyone that's new, this is what I do. And I share it because you need to see, so you can do it. Alright, so now I have my chain on my jump ring, and I'm going to get right across the screen, sorry. I'm going to close that my way, just like that, and then just give it a little bit more, like that. I know, it's not the right way, but look, it came out perfect. The finger hurts a little bit, but that's okay, I'm used to it. If you could see the container I have, usually after projects that has about 8 to 10 jump rings that I did wrong, using pliers, it's okay. Or if it doesn't hang right, you can only reopen it how many times? Maybe more if you do it the right way, I don't know. But I do know how to babble. Okay, let's see. Gonna eyeball it. Oops. Maybe not. Okay. If I count, let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This goes right before the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would go right here. I don't know. You can't count on that, because it doesn't always work. We'll see. Maybe. attach that chain on there. Before I close it, I'm just gonna hold it up and just get an idea if it worked. It did not. Sorry for that bang. I need to push it over one, I think. Now, you can't move the top of the branches so easy. I just grab a different jump ring. So I don't take that one off and then not know where to put it. But your roots should move. So that will also help you when you want to adjust your chain. It gives you a little bit of room. Okay, now I'm going to close it. See, it works for me. This is the paperclip chain, and I do like it, but you have to cut it the same length and put your jump ring in, otherwise it won't hang right. It'll hang crooked on one side. And if I had a nice link chain, it would be so much easier because you can slide it around. This has to be exact. So I'm going to hold it up in front of me first. Then I'm going to share it with you and see if we have to move it. We do not have to move it. So with that, I will give you a little look. I will take a photo of it. I will hang it. I will record a short of it hanging. And that's the bottom. My workspace is very small. That's how much room I have to work in. Anything else is outside of the view, and this is not flat. This is in a tray because I drop everything. So this is how it looks. I will record it hanging, but I really like it. I'm quite pleased with today's project, guys. And with that, I will say goodbye until next time. Thank you for spending your Saturday with me. See you soon.